And we're back. Hall here with another Hall of Code lesson. Let's dive right in. Now we're going to talk about CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets, and it's a language used to describe how HTML elements should be styled. So far, we've only made web pages where we can control the content and structure, such as which parts of the pages are headings and paragraphs, lists, images. We've been using HTML as the language to specify the content and the structure of the pages. While HTML allows us some control over how the page looks, it doesn't give developers much control over the specific look and style of each element. To do that, we need a language to express style, and that's where CSS comes in. And as you can see here on the left, you have the skeleton looking section of code, which is the head, the body, and the footer, and that's at HTML. And now we can style that head, body, and footer with CSS. Now, check out the web page below. If you wanted to create a page that looks like this, what you're going to have to do is add some style to it. Okay? And over here on the left-hand side, we should be familiar with what an HTML element looks like now, an HTML document. What we're going to add is this link tag right here. Okay? Over here on the right-hand side is what your CSS is going to look like, and we're going to do that in just a minute. Okay, so over here on the left is your HTML, over on the right is your CSS, and here in the middle is what the page looks like in the browser. Now, what's important to remember here is that these two pages, your HTML and your CSS, they are two separate files. Okay, and in order for these two files to talk to one another, you need this link tag. And so we'll take a look at that in just a moment. But if we look at this and look at the browser, here is an H1, and as you can see, it has been changed, and the color is now purple, and the font size is 50. So by this element H1, we can style that code and change the look of it. Here's an H3 right here where it says most M&Ms, and here we go. H3 has been styled to orange, font size 16. The paragraphs, all three of these paragraphs are now styled to a different color. Let's go to the next section here and we'll talk about that. Some of the most popular CSS properties are color, font family, font size, text align, text decoration, letter spacing, text shadow, background color, border radius, float, height, width. So we'll be doing a lot of things in CSS in the next coming lessons. How do you style elements in CSS? We use CSS rules to select elements on a web page so that we can then style those elements. The way we can tell CSS rule which elements to style is by using the selectors. The element selector selects HTML elements based on their tag names. Each HTML element, like an H1 or a paragraph or a list item or any other element, is selected by using the tag name without the angle brackets. Instead, we use curly braces. So this is what curly braces look like, and you can find those right next to the P tag or the P key on your keyboard. So if I wanted to style a H1 heading, I would use curly braces, and then inside of my curly braces, I will add the rule that I want to add to that style. Okay, so in this case, I'm adding color and font size for the H1, and then I'm adding color, font size, and font style for this H2. Again, you're gonna need this link in order for you to style your code in HTML. So this link here, we're going to put in the head section, and we'll look at that in just a few moments.